All right, welcome back, everybody. Pastor Woody here. Let's talk about day number 6 of your Holy Land tour. Now, on day number 6, you will be in the most beautiful part of Israel, my favorite part. You will be in northern Israel, in Galilee. It's green, there are hills, there's vegetation, there's mountains, there's a snow-capped mountain in the distance. And of course, the central feature of Galilee is the Sea of Galilee. So on day number 6, you're going to spend your morning either on the Sea of Galilee or on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. Let's talk about it in detail. We're going to start our day at an exhibit, an archaeological exhibit of a first century fishing vessel that was used on the Sea of Galilee. Now, this is a full-size boat that was discovered buried in the muck and the mire of the bottom of the Sea of Galilee. And you're going to see how the recovery team creatively, painstakingly managed to figure out how to get that ancient 2,000-year-old fishing vessel up out of the muck and the mire and out of the Sea of Galilee entirely without it falling apart after being waterlogged for 2,000 years. Now, this is the very kind of vessel that the disciples would have used. This is the kind of vessel that Peter and his family would have owned, or John and his family as they were fishermen. This is the kind of vessel that the disciples were in when they were on the sea and almost swamped in the storm, and Jesus calmed the storm. It's this kind of boat that they were in when they were making that night crossing. When Jesus came walking beside them, they thought he was a ghost. Peter cries out, "If it's really you, bid me to come to you." And he says, "Well, come on out here, Peter." And Peter stepped out of a boat just like this to walk on the water, at least for a few steps. All right, so we get to see this ancient boat. And from there, we walk out on the pier and get on a much larger, much more modern boat. And we ourselves are going to go out onto the Sea of Galilee. And every time I take a tour to the Sea of Galilee, I tell people the same thing. You can try to walk on it if you want. My guess is most of us will stay on the boat. So we'll be out there. We'll have a wonderful devotional time, singing time. We'll have a time to take some photos. It's beautiful. We'll just enjoy being out on the lake and the topography of the surrounding area of Galilee. Now from there, we're going to make our way onto the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee. And there we're going to a tiny little town called Magdala. Now, does that ring a bell? There was a woman from there. That's right, Mary of Magdala. Yeah, we're going to go to the excavation of the town that she was from. And you're going to see an ancient synagogue that dates all the way back to the time of Jesus. Now from there, we're going to go to another northern shore town called Capernaum. Now you're familiar with that from your Bible. It was actually Jesus' home base. It was Peter's hometown. And there's a synagogue there where Jesus spoke and demons manifest, and he put them down right away. You're going to get to see that synagogue in Capernaum, and you're going to get to see a church that's been built in honor of Peter and the fact that this is his hometown. You'll see an excavation of the way the basic homes, the home structure was at that time. And so now you're beginning to get an insight into how things were at the time of Jesus. Now, after we do that, we are going to go to a beautiful place, still on the northern shore, right down the road. And this is called the Mount of Beatitudes. This is the traditional site where Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount. There's a monastery there, there's a church. It's a beautiful place to meditate, to sing, to worship the Lord. Now, after that, we're going to go to lunch. And remember, this lunch is paid for. And you're going to have the option, at least, to eat a fish that's local to that area. That's right. It's served with the head. It's served with the bones, the whole thing. It's called St. Peter's fish. and it is indigenous to the Sea of Galilee. So you can have that, but you know what? You can have a hamburger if you want. All right, so after lunch, we have the afternoon off. Remember now, this is the beginning of Gallelujah, the festival that's happening right there at the Sea of Galilee. Now, on the afternoon, you can just take it to relax, but there are a lot of other things that are being offered as part of this festival. There are workshops, there's lectures related to archaeology and biblical studies as it relates to Israel. We're going to have a festive dinner together, and then that night's when the concert series begin, the first of 3 nights, when some USA headliners take the stage and lead us in a Christian concert. And there's also what's called a musical journey of Israel that's going to happen on the main stage. So it can be a relaxing afternoon, or it can be an educational one, and then the concert at night. So that's day number 6. You're going to enjoy it, and then you're going to have a wonderful night's sleep. Come back and I'll tell you about day number 7. God bless you guys.